For nearly 30 years, Melinda French Gates lived inside a life the world envied. Private jets, world leaders, billions donated in her name. Standing beside Bill Gates, she helped shape global health, education, and opportunity for millions. From the outside, her marriage looked unbreakable, built on intellect, purpose, and power. But what the world never saw was the quiet unraveling behind closed doors. In 2021, the announcement stunned everyone. After 27 years, the Gates marriage was over. A divorce worth an estimated $76 billion. Headlines exploded, rumors spread, yet Melinda said nothing. No interviews, no explanations, just silence. Until now. At 61, Melinda Gates finally confessed the truth, revealing the moment her trust shattered, the fear that kept her awake at night, and the reason she realized staying would cost her more than leaving. This isn't a story about money. It's about betrayal, survival, and choosing yourself when everything else falls apart. Melinda Ann French was born on August 15, 1964, in Dallas, Texas. She grew up in a disciplined, middle-class household shaped by structure and quiet ambition. Her father was an aerospace engineer who worked on NASA's Apollo missions, helping send astronauts to the moon. Her mother managed the home, setting routines that emphasized responsibility, education, and self-reliance. Money was never flashy, but it was carefully managed. When Melinda was still a child, her father started a small rental property business to ensure all 4 of his children could afford college. Instead of shielding her from work, he included her. By the age of 10, she was painting apartments. By 12, she was helping with bookkeeping. Those early experiences taught her a lesson that stayed with her for life. Independence is built, not given. Everything changed when her father brought home an Apple II computer. At a time when few girls were encouraged to explore technology, Melinda became fascinated. She taught herself basic programming, typing commands late into the night. The computer didn't care who she was. It responded only to logic. That neutrality gave her confidence and sparked a lifelong belief that technology could be a powerful equalizer. At Ursuline Academy, one of the first schools in Texas to introduce computers into classrooms, Melinda thrived. She excelled in math and science, pushing herself academically and standing out among her peers. When she graduated in 1982 as valedictorian, she carried not just perfect grades, but a growing certainty about her future. She went on to Duke University, where the environment was far less welcoming. Computer science classrooms were loud, competitive, and overwhelmingly male. In her first class, the professor used a programming language she had never encountered. For a moment, self-doubt crept in, but she didn't retreat. She studied harder. By 1986, she earned a bachelor's degree in computer science and economics, and by 1987, she completed her MBA at just 23 years old. After internships at IBM, she was offered a stable, prestigious job. It was the safe path. Then, unexpectedly, a hiring manager suggested she consider Microsoft, a smaller company with enormous ambition. The idea terrified her, but she chose growth over comfort. In 1987, she moved to Seattle and joined Microsoft as a product manager. At Microsoft, Melinda French quickly proved her value. She worked on early multimedia projects, including Cinemania, a CD-ROM movie guide that sold over 200,000 copies. Later, she led the development of Encarta, a digital encyclopedia that transformed how families and schools accessed information, selling over 1 million copies worldwide. She also managed products like Microsoft Word, Publisher, and Works. Not every project succeeded. Microsoft Bob, designed to make computers friendlier, failed due to technical limitations. But Melinda treated failure as instruction, not defeat. By the early 1990s, she was leading teams of hundreds and had become a general manager, helping Microsoft dominate the multimedia market.
In 1996, she helped guide the early strategy behind Expedia, backing the idea that people would one day book travel online. That belief proved visionary. By the early 2000s, Expedia was generating hundreds of millions in revenue and reshaping the travel industry. During this same period, Melinda and Bill Gates were quietly building a personal relationship. They married on January 1, 1994, on the island of Lanai, Hawaii, in a small private ceremony. Melinda entered the marriage with clarity and insisted on a strong prenuptial agreement. Equality mattered to her. By 1996, she made a difficult decision: leave Microsoft to focus on raising her children. But stepping away from corporate life did not mean stepping away from influence. Together, she and Bill Gates began building what would become the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Formally launched in 1999 with an endowment of $17 billion, the foundation grew rapidly, reshaping global philanthropy. After trips to Africa, particularly countries like Zambia and Tanzania, Melinda pushed the foundation to focus heavily on global health. Vaccines, maternal care, and family planning became central priorities. Between 2000 and 2015, the foundation spent over $53 billion. India eradicated polio. Pakistan saw cases drop by more than 90%. Millions of lives were saved. Then came more revelations. Allegations involving a Microsoft employee, an internal board investigation, sexual harassment claims tied to Michael Larson, Bill's longtime money manager. Each incident eroded trust. By 2019, Melinda was suffering panic attacks and nightmares. During a trip to New Mexico, she experienced what friends described as a breaking point. After the divorce, Melinda made her intentions clear. She pledged $1 billion toward advancing women's health and empowerment, signaling that her independence would be used with purpose. Rather than retreat from public life, she stepped forward with renewed clarity. In 2024, she officially stepped down from the Gates Foundation, closing a chapter she had spent decades building, and turned her full attention to Pivotal Ventures, an organization focused on accelerating progress for women and girls. In 2025, she shared her truth in her memoir, The Next Day, and later spoke openly on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. For the first time, she discussed betrayal, healing, and the emotional cost of silence. Her message was clear and unwavering. Without honesty, trust cannot exist, and without trust, intimacy is impossible. Today, Melinda French Gates stands not as someone who lost everything, but as someone who chose herself. Her journey proves that even in the shadow of immense power, truth and courage still matter. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe, because stories like this deserve to be heard. Thanks for watching.